molecule. So after the process of iodination, these tyrosine molecules can carry one iodine or two iodine at a time. So these are known as monoiodotyrosine or diiodotyrosine molecules. So these diiodotyrosine and monoiodotyrosine molecules carried by the thyroglobulin molecule undergo the process of coupling, and in the process of coupling these monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine units are combined to form triiodotyrosine molecules or tetraiodotyrosine molecules. So these T3 and T4 formation, after the formation of T3 and T4, these thyroglobulin molecules from the luminal area, from the follicular space, are again ingested in the phagocytosed and pinocytosed by the follicular cells, and lysosomal enzymes do hydrolysis of the thyroglobulin molecule to break it down to the T3 and T4 molecules. Now this T3 and T4, when in case of need, are released into the circulation, and the remaining monoiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine units are then again deiodinated, and iodide ions get free, and tyrosine residues are again utilized to form the thyroglobulin molecule by the thyroid cells. So this is the main process for the formation of the thyroid hormone. The steps involved are iodine trapping by sodium iodide symporter or transporter. Here the transporter can be blocked by thiocyanate or cyanide poisoning. Similarly, oxidation of the iodide by thyroid peroxidase, thyroperoxidase enzyme takes place in the luminal area, as I have explained, and at this point the important step of the hyperthyroidism therapy comes to be explained in the form of thioamides or thiourea drugs. Then the process of organification takes place, in which the iodine molecule is added to the tyrosine residues of thyroglobulin cell, और ये जो टायरोसिन रेजिड्यूज हैं, मल्टीपल टायरोसिन रेजिड्यूज अपॉन द थायरोग्लोबुलिन मॉलिक्यूल, जो कि एक मॉलिक्यूल के ऊपर 115 रेजिड्यूज होते हैं, दीज रेजिड्यूज स्टेप बाय स्टेप गेट आयोडिनाइज्ड and produce monoiodotyrosine residues MIT and diiodotyrosine residues DITs. Now this tyrosine molecule, this is the basic biochemical structure of the tyrosine molecule, which is the main precursor of thyroid hormone. These get iodinated when two tyrosine molecule and four iodine molecules combine by the process of coupling. T4 results. Similarly, in the formation of T3, two tyrosine residues and three iodide ions take part, and T3 molecule is formed. So this picture explains well the structural formulas and the addition of iodine and the number of tyrosine residues in the process of coupling. Now process of coupling involves di and monoiodo units to form T3 and diiodo units. Diiodotyrosine and diiodotyrosine should be written here to form T4 molecules. Now this storage is along with thyroglobulin molecules, and exocytosis and proteolysis takes place by the lysosomal enzymes, and the release of T3 and T4 is there into the circulation. And in the circulation, the same enzyme, the deiodinase enzyme, which deiodinase mono and diiodotyrosine free units and make free the iodide radicals, iodide ions. Similar deiodinases exist in the peripheral tissue that convert T4 to T3, the active form of the thyroxine, the thyroid hormone. There are certain drugs that inhibit the deiodinase enzyme, such as steroids, beta blockers, thioamides, and so these drugs have the action in the form that thyroid activity is reduced, T4's conversion to T3 is reduced. So to understand the activity of T3, we have to understand the differences between T4, thyroxine and T3, the triiodothyronine units. T4 is produced in the thyroid gland and synthesized. Almost 90% synthesis of thyroid hormone is in the form of T4. Thyroid gland synthesizes T3 only 9%, but the activity, the whole activity of the thyroid gland almost takes place by the action of T3. T4 is 0.04% free and T3 is only 0.4% in free form, and the rest of these are attached to the thyroid binding globulins. T4 is almost not active. A very little portion of this is active, but the most active part of thyroid hormone is T3. So T4 has to be converted to T3 by deiodinase enzyme in the peripheral tissues. So the T4 is having a longer half-life. It is a bigger molecule. T3 is a smaller molecule and has shorter half-life, so it is more active form. The mechanism of action of thyroid hormone is explained in the previous chapters, because when we discussed the classification of the hormone, we had the knowledge that it belonged to group 1 hormones, so its mechanism of action resemble those of steroid hormones. The steroid hormones have intracellular receptors. Similarly, thyroid hormone is also having intracellular receptor. And as far as those hormones are concerned which have intracellular receptor, they all have the action upon the nucleus and messenger RNA, and by the process of the formation of new messenger RNA, they take part in the formation of the new proteins. So, thyroid glands physiology involves the different target organs for thyroid glands hormones, and almost each and every cell of the body has got the receptors for thyroid hormones. So the effect of the thyroid gland resides upon whole body. The main effects include increased ATP production, so it is main metabolic rate controlling hormone, increased cellular metabolism, energy utilization and oxygen consumption, increase body temperature, growth and development of the skeletal muscular system and nervous system in the fetus and the children. This is the only the mechanism that is not explained yet in the scientific knowledge, that how it acts and controls the brain development in the fetus, but it is very important aspect in which the thyroid glands hormones are needed in the developing fetus before coming into this world. So the effects and the physiology of thyroid hormone involves the cardiovascular, the respiratory, the renal and the whole metabolic systems of the body, and the growth and development and the nervous system and the reproductive system is also dependent upon the thyroid hormones actions. Now the regulation of the thyroid hormone is by the feedback mechanism that involves same hypothalamic pituitary and thyroid axis, in which the thyroid releasing hormones are released from the hypothalamus, and these act upon the anterior pituitary, which releases thyroid stimulating hormone that make thyroxine, T3 and T4 hormones from the follicular cells of thyroid gland, and these are released into circulation when the need is there, and the systemic metabolic effects take place by the conversion of T4 to T3. And when this T3 and T4 production is enough in amount, this gives negative feedback effect upon the hypothalamus and the anterior pituitary, and this hypothalamus, anterior pituitary and thyroid glands axis controls the whole regulation of thyroid hormone. Now there are different thyroid functional states in which the formation of thyroid stimulating hormone, the free T4 and free T3 in the circulation varies. In case of thyrotoxic euthyroid, means normal thyroid function and normal thyroid release and normal thyroid hormones, the T3, T4 and TSH are in normal amounts. In thyrotoxic states, increased production of thyroxine and T3 and T4, these both are in higher values, and these higher values send feedback inhibition to the pituitary gland, so TSH is in undetectable amount. In myxedema, that is hypothyroid state or suppressive T4 therapy